All, hello and welcome back. As you know, recently I've been learning quite a bit about hot hatches around Europe, old and new. Of course, I'm a little more drawn to the older ones. We're talking 80s, even 90s. And this is a segment that is just not nearly as present here in the U.S. or as popular as it has been for decades in Europe and elsewhere. So one of the ones that really stands out to me, of course, is the Peugeot 205. In particular, like the GTI and stuff, some of the cooler models. It's really, really awesome, and it looks like a ton of fun. And so now I've gotten suggestions to see, how capable are these things actually, right? They're not only pretty cool looking, but they're pretty capable, I'm told, a lot more capable than people might think or suspect. We're going to be looking at a couple different videos of these at the Nürburgring, of course, one of the coolest tracks on earth. It is a major bucket list item for me and probably tons of people who haven't been there. And we're going to see what this thing's made of. We'll have clips of a couple different videos. These will be linked down below so you can watch the whole videos as they're longer, and of course browse their channels. This was suggested on Discord by, I believe it's Paul Alcho. So thank you so much for that. Let's get right into this. So first up, we have this video of a Peugeot. It looks to be a little older, but I'm kind of excited for it because these older YouTube videos are kind of more raw, right? Just raw sound, not the best video quality, but good enough. And there's no fancy editing or anything. It's just you see what you get, and it's kind of satisfying for especially car videos. And this Peugeot 205 has, I'm told, some sort of engine upgrade or maybe even engine swap. It says like T16. So I don't know if that was like a bigger turbo engine or something. Maybe you guys can decipher that in the comments, but let's go. Oh yeah, this is going to be awesome. Oh, I love the sounds. Love it. Ooh, wow, there's a motorbike. It surprisingly blew him away. I love the sounds of this car on the track too. Dude, he's actually... Look at all the bikes he's encountering. How kind of freaky to navigate around them. Okay, this thing hauls ass. He's driving the wheels off this thing, dude. Wow, this looks like a lot of fun. Oh my god. I can't even see what half of these cars are. The picture's very blurry because it's old. I gotta say, the sound is phenomenal though. You can just hear the tires and the velocity. Look at that thing go. That thing handles exceptional. Oh my god, he's got so much speed. I mean, you gotta admit, great car. I'd have to say this, at least from what I see, I'm not an expert, this guy seems pretty damn confident. Like, he's a good driver. Because he is getting a lot of speed. And he's not afraid to enter the corner. It's not like he's early braking and kind of like taking it easy, right? No, he is like committed in this thing, man. Love the sound of it. Love the turbo sounds. And you know what? This is the fun part about realizing how cool hot hatches are, especially in Europe. It's kind of a shame that we didn't embrace these as much in the U.S., although they're coming around, I feel like. Still nothing like the car culture in Europe, though, with these. But keep in mind, I had a hot hatch, you could say, I guess. when I was younger, I had an 89 Honda Civic SI, and I still claim that that was the funnest car I've ever owned, ever. And that was a hatch with a small engine, 1.6 liter. Here we are. We have a legendary car in the world of automotive, in the world of car guys, in the world of motorsports. We have a Porsche 911, it looks like, right? This thing is keeping up with and might even pass that. So that's what I'm saying. This is what's fun about cars is, A, great drivers can make any car kind of exceed expectations. I think that's always something to point out as well. A great driver is just such a talent, right? And I think this guy's at least really confident in this car, and it seems like a pretty damn good driver to me. I think it's really fun in the automotive world to see, you know, a Peugeot hatchback versus a Porsche 911. You know, on paper, the Porsche should be way more expensive, you know, way more powerful, way more engineered. Like it should be faster. But in reality, it could be neck and neck depending on who's driving and what's going, you know, I don't know. Like, it's really cool to see cars go toe-to-toe that you wouldn't think would be a matchup. And here we go. This hatchback just passed a Porsche. I mean, that's awesome. God, this just looks so fun. That thing is planted. It handles so well. And I know, like, I know some people think, like, front-wheel drive cars can be sketchy. I really don't think so. As someone who loves V8 rear-wheel drive, I will fully admit, I think on a track it'd be fun to have a zippy, you know, powerful four-cylinder light car with front-wheel drive, because I feel like it's easier to gauge where the limit is, and it's more predictable. So it's like a safer experience. I know you can get understeer and you know, plowing going on if you hit that traction limit and it starts kind of plowing forward even though your wheels turn. I know, but see, that's the thing, it's all predictable. I think with all-wheel drive is typically you'd think of as easier, but can have its own challenges as well. But we're talking more, I guess, rear-wheel drive versus front-wheel drive. Rear-wheel drive, of course, is awesome. And can definitely have advantages if you know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, could be even worse, actually. Because that tail can get out and boom, you're done. You might not have a warning. So I feel like it takes a little more skill. This thing is hauling, man. That track, by the way, looks like a dream. The way it looks, the landscape, and just how big it is, it literally looks like a dream, man. It has got to be the funnest experience on wheels. I have no doubt about it. It just looks legendary, man. There are some few tracks around the world that they have this X factor, they just hit different. You know, this might be the king of them all. This track is just different. Oh, I wonder what that says. I don't know. Someone will probably know watching this. Oh, here's the that carousel part, right? Whoa. It's always very bumpy. Dude, this is phenomenal driving, man. Someone finally passed him on a bike, which you would think, I would think the bikes would be faster. That was exhilarating. Holy smokes. We're also going to look at this one. I believe this one is a little closer to stock. So this is a 205 GTI as well. So, basically same car, but perhaps different, modifications done. This one looks to be a little bit gutted. We see no headliner and panels, trim panels and stuff. Looks like no carpet or anything either. So this one's definitely, sort of gutted. So like a lightweight build. It's also got a roll cage. I couldn't tell if the car in the last video did or not. It almost looked like it didn't. So this one should handle really well. I mean, it's light. It's got the rigidity with the roll cage and all that. Now I'm assuming this one sounds like, from the very little information I can find, that it's more stock when it comes to the drivetrain. So probably not bone stock, but the other one had like a full-on engine upgrade or engine swap or something, whereas this one is more in line with an original GTI. So yeah, let's take a look at this one. This one's a little better video quality, but regardless, sounds amazing. Love the sound. And he just passed. Pretty nice looking car there. So these things are just, this is an 80s hot hatch with, not gobs of power. It's not like we have 500 or 600 horsepower here. No. It's just a great platform, a great handling car. And look what you can do with it. And it's so satisfying. That sounds incredible, man. Those shifts. God, it just turns so well. There's barely any body roll. Look at this guy's in the grass. Oh my God, in a Beamer. Damn. That thing sounds healthy. Wow. Dude, I want to drive one of these on a track so bad. See, it's just funny because, like, the American in me, right? I want to always admit, like, oh man, I want to take a Camaro or a Corvette or whatever around the track, right? And of course I would. Like, that would be fun. But if I'm being honest, right? It's like this, I don't want to admit it, but I have to, because I am an open-minded person. I always have been, and I like a variety of things. I don't just like, one type of car and like screw the rest. I think that's kind of a narrow-minded way to look at things. Like, but it's just so weird to admit, I guess, based on car culture around me. I would literally drive an 80s hatchback from Europe around a track, and probably, dare I say, I'd probably enjoy it more, honestly, because this is balanced and planted, and you have this direct, I can tell, right? This thing has this direct feel through the wheel. It's got this beautiful mechanical gearbox. The pedals, everything's connected to something, right? It's got this raw feel, and you really know, you connect with the car, and you know what you're getting into with every input of the throttle and the brakes and the steering, right? And that it's that precision that's so satisfying, and it also allows you to basically safely like push the limit of the car. And so basically, you take all these things, and this is just a pleasant driving experience. You can drive this car surprisingly fast, and it handles so well, and it takes it, right? Not to mention, I do think it sounds great, and, it barely even leans on the turns. Like, it's just a good, solid car. Whereas if I took, like a Camaro or a Mustang or something around the track, you could argue, yeah, those look better, and they're cooler, and they sound amazing, right? Big, loud V8s. And I love that, and I always will. But let's get real. Those would be an absolute handful around this track. It'd be not, am I going to set a record lap here on the Nürburgring? It'd be, am I going to finish? Am I going to finish a lap without putting this bad boy into the wall? That would be my thought. I'm being honest. So that's why these cars are appealing to me, because I would just be more confident in this, and I feel like you would have a better chance of completing a lap in this. So I admit it, and that's why learning about these hot hatches and some of these, unique cars from different places in the world that we really didn't get here in the U.S. I think is so fascinating and educational. Yeah, this thing is phenomenal, man. I think you could tell this car isn't as fast as the last video we just saw. So I think that last one was modified a bit more. But again, this driver seems pretty damn good as well. The sound on this thing's amazing. And it's taking turns so well. And it's fast enough. It's not slow. It's still fast. But you could tell, right, that it's not, coming off the corner blisteringly hot, like maybe in a Camaro. But the problem is, if you're on the throttle too early in that Camaro and you got the wheel slightly turned, bad things might happen. And it's going to be heavier, and it's going to be more sloppy on the handling. So this just makes for a smooth experience, and you end up carrying that speed kind of more consistently, right? And that's why I feel like this would be very satisfying to drive on this track. I mean, he is flying past some people, so clearly they're going fast. I mean, here you can tell they are. I wonder if they've got topped out right here. I can't remember if we learned that. Maybe you guys have told me. I do apologize. I'm not remembering right now. Would this would have been a 5-speed, right? Not a 4-speed manual. Probably a 5. Okay, he's not topping out there. That's got to be, what, 3rd he was in? God, that section looks so crazy. You can see them getting thrown around in there. God, that thing sounds so good. Wow. Yeah, see what I mean about front wheel drive? You can see he turns in and it just has an ever so slightest, understeer, but it's not a big deal. Like, you have a lot of track to work with, and it's predictable. You know that most likely a balanced car like this, that this 205 isn't just gonna snap, its ass end around, and then you're like, oh my God, what do I do? And may I mention, in front wheel drive, actually, I've noticed that if you do get the back end to come out, you can actually usually pull out of it and get it straightened out pretty easily. Whereas, like I said, with rear-wheel drive, it's more fun and you could drift and stuff, but it takes skill. You could easily mess that up. You could mess it up a lot worse. This was really cool, man. I'm gonna end it there. Look, there are tons more minutes of footage in both of these videos. I encourage you to check them out with the link down there. That is just proof, man, that I think at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to learn about different car cultures and different cars and different tracks around the world, and I think it's just so fun, for obvious reasons, right? Broaden my horizons. It's always fun to learn about things elsewhere and get out of just this American bubble. It's always an amazing experience. But at the end of the day, I think we can all relate to each other with cars, right? They may differ. Car cultures may be different, and there might be different famous cars from different places that, vary greatly between each country. But at the end of the day, they're all something we relate to. They're all something we can probably enjoy if we have the chance to try them all out. And I think it's just fun, man. This 205 couldn't be more different than a Hellcat Challenger. But at the end of the day, I can see pros and cons in each, and I can see having fun in each. And admittedly, I can see one that I would actually like to have in daily drive, as well as be able to go to the track and just kind of have more fun, spirited drives. And surprisingly, I think you know the answer. As much as I love what Dodge has done with the horsepower and stuff, I think for overall experience, I think I'd take a 205. I'm not even kidding. It's like cars like this, that's why they're iconic, I'm learning. This thing is a beast, and I know there's others. We're going to learn about others, but like this is just a phenomenal vehicle. You could just tell. And seeing this thing on the track, I mean, this thing looks very at home on the track. This thing's a beast. Real quick, I found this. I thought this was pretty cool. I'll go to this screen here. That's what it would look like on Nürburgring, by the way. For those who don't know what this car looks like, I'm sure most of you watching do, but yeah, beautiful machine. Love it. And there's some cool stats I found right here. 126 mile an hour top speed. That's pretty damn good. That's about all you need in a small hatchback like this. That's pretty impressive. Of course, it has a 1.9 liter four cylinder, 118 horsepower, 111 pound-feet of torque. And I got to say, that's actually really good. I think, I'm trying to think. I think that's more power than my Civic Si had, because I think that the Civic Si from 89, I want to say had 110 horsepower or 109, something like that. So this is more powerful. I don't remember the torque. I think the torque was actually in the 90s, like 99 or 98. So yeah, this thing is more powerful. It also might be lighter. I can't remember what that Civic Si would have weighed. But I imagine it was around like 2,200 pounds maybe or something. This is literally just a hair over 2,000 pounds. This is under 1,000 kilograms. So this thing is really lightweight. And it's, when you look at that, this thing's got a lot of power then. And it is a 5-speed manual. So, and yeah, like I said, I guess that's it for this one. I really enjoy these videos. So I really appreciate that suggestion. I think Nürburgring laps are awesome. And I think there's like kind of a big event going on at Nürburgring right now, isn't there? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I appreciate you watching. Hope to see you in the next one. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, y'all. Catch you later.